Please.
So, welcome, Secretary General. You're most welcome in our country, in Israel. We appreciate very much your sincere intention to put an end to the violence in the region. As you know, we are engaged now in the 15th day of the operation Protective Edge, which was actually initiated by Hamas, with provocations of rockets launching on our civilians. It has been deteriorated, and now we try to stop it by responding by all means to stop this violence. And unfortunately, we have here in the Gaza Strip a terror entity led by Hamas with other terror factions, violating the international order and the international law by using rockets and all kinds of terror, targeting deliberately our civilians, as well as using their own civilians as human shield. And this is a challenge for us, to myself as a defense minister, to the Israel Defense Forces, how to confront it and to stop this kind of terror. We do our utmost to avoid civilian casualties, but it is almost impossible in this populated area in Gaza, which is used by Hamas as launching pads for rockets and, of course, as base for their terror offensive. We will show you later on all kinds of tools which are used by Hamas, whether it's how they launch the rockets from schools, mosques, neighborhoods, and so forth, and the way that they use now underground tunnels trying to offend our civilians in the communities around the Gaza Strip, which is a relatively new challenge, which we have to stop it as well. So I hope that in this visit we will have a better understanding of the challenges ahead of us, and Israel as democracy, as a member of the United Nations, looking forward to the international support in the way that we believe this threat should be confronted. And we are ready and we are determined to continue with this operation until we stop this wave of violence against our civilians. So thank you.
Thank you, Minister Ya'alon. Shalom. Thank you very much for your time and welcoming me. This is my third visit to Israel and the region in 5 years for an emergency mission. I have been visiting Israel many times, but this time, again, I'm coming with a heavy heart. I fully appreciate the legitimate security concerns of Israeli government and people. You have responsibility to protect your citizens from indiscriminate rocket firings from Gaza by Hamas and Islamist jihad. This is unacceptable. I strongly condemn that. At the same time, your military response is now causing many civilian casualties, and I mourn deeply the loss of lives on both sides. I sincerely hope that we'll be able to see the end of this violence as soon as possible. That is why I'm here. I'm coming from Qatar and Kuwait and Cairo. During my 3 stops, I had very good meetings with leaders in the region, Emir of Qatar, Emir of Kuwait, and President Abbas of Palestine in Qatar. In Egypt, I had a very good meeting with the President Sisi and the Foreign Minister Shukri. And then last night I had very in-depth discussions with John Kerry, U.S. Secretary of State. Now this is most important part for me to visit, and I'm looking forward to discuss Israeli government leadership, including yourself, Minister Ya'alon, and Prime Minister Netanyahu, and President Perez, and Foreign Minister, and all other distinguished leadership. My message during current visit, current mission, has been threefold. First, stop the violence immediately. Second, return to dialogue, and put all the options on the table for discussions. And thirdly, you should address the root causes of this crisis. The return to status quo ante will not be sustainable. You have to address all these pending issues and root causes. That United Nations is ready to help. At the same time, I'm very much grateful to you as in your capacity as a minister for your very generous support for life-saving humanitarian assistance to the people in Gaza through United Nations humanitarian projects. I hope you continue to discuss and cooperate with my special coordinator, Robert Seri. And first and foremost, I'm here to discuss with you and your leadership how to help to end this fighting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.